Can I get a oh
No, you can't. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Stay Wrestling Address. It is time for us to discuss the week's wrestling news. We didn't do it last week because I was very busy doing mucho shows, which I'm incredibly grateful for. But I am, of course, the king of shithousery, the Egyptian death machine, the harbinger of professional wrestling, the lord, proprietor, and owner of WrestlePlug that is Aaron Nix. Joining me this week to discuss the wrestling news is, of course, one half of the magnificent Indian connection that is Veer. This is Tan, and his brother Veer can be found on WWE Raw every single week, not dismashing, actually, I believe he's coming in Dominic's face, something of that region. But either, whatever those are. I think it was antidepressants. I can't.
No, it was 500 milligrams, so it was something spicy.
Something spicy. I mean, it's always going to be something spicy when we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, Tan Veer Verdi, London's finest.
You must take paracetamol.
Yes. I mean, I need paracetamol when I watch Raw, frankly, because it's meh. Now, speaking of red and white, you may recognize the man who has joined us this week. He's been on quite the hiatus, busy climbing the incredible Rocky Mountains of Colorado, and finally returning is, of course, the Duke of Diabetes, the Maple Leaf Magician, Canada's second favorite destroyer, Canada's first favorite promo. He is, of course, the son of Ontario and future ring announcer for Destiny Wrestling. You heard me, give the man a job. His name is Kyle Wilkinson. Welcome back, sir.
Man, I wish I was climbing in the Rockies. It'd be beautiful right now.
I can imagine so. A lot more beautiful than being Vince McMahon. Oh, boy.
That seems subjective.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'd still take all of that money. So, former WWE wrestler corroborates Vince McMahon's rape allegations from many, many, many moons ago. Back in 1992, former WWE CEO Vince McMahon was accused of, that's weird saying that, just former CEO, was accused of rape by the first ever female referee, Rita Chatterton. This actually has finally been backed up during an article by Abraham Reisman for the New York magazine's Intelligencer. No clue. Leonard Inzitari, whose ring name was Mario Mancini, some might recognize him, as an enhancement talent from 92 to 94. He backed up Chatterton's claim that McMahon assaulted her. I remember it like it was yesterday. She was a wreck. She was shaking. She was crying. He was asked why he had chosen now to come out after all these years and speak about it, and essentially said, well, I didn't want to be blackballed from the industry. It was made very clear that anyone who was associated with her would essentially be blacklisted and quieted, blackballed from the industry. And as you know, wrestling is an incredibly tetchy environment at the best of times. The alleged incident itself happened back in 1986 when Inzitari, who's Mario Mancini's working name, witnessed Chatterton bursting into tears before giving him the details of what had happened. He is the first wrestler to corroborate Chatterton's allegations, which is why Vince McMahon essentially was able to kind of sweep all this shit under the rug. So he's the first person to come out and basically say, yep, he raped this woman. This goes with a number of things that have just crashed into the world of McMahon. We also have another company that is looking to investigate. It's a law firm, essentially. Pomerantz Law Firm is the 8th law firm now currently investigating WWE. All of the investigations share a similar thread through some have more qualifications than others, though some have more qualifications than others, That thread being that the bombshell report from the Wall Street Journal released earlier this month, detailing a mountain of hush money payments between Vince McMahon and former female employees alleging misconduct. So essentially, long story short, all that fucking bullshit aside, Vince McMahon is in even more hot water. They're starting to pile up at the door, looking to investigate what's going on with potential legal proceedings, no doubt, to follow. Kyle Wilkinson, you weren't on the podcast when we last discussed this a couple of weeks ago, but you are now, and obviously we haven't had you for a while. What are your overall encompassing thoughts of the shitstorm that is WWE and Vince McMahon right now and the allegations being levied against him about hush money, etc., etc.?
I mean, he's, good friends with a former president of the United States who also paid hush money to a porn star, so it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. My issue is, he stepped down and then he was on SmackDown the next night. Just like, now, then, forever.
Together.
Don't don't you?
Never
Shouldn't you
will
not be on screen? There's so. This is not the time to just go. I'm still the face of this company, even though I allegedly raped a woman.
Yeah, and like it speaks volumes about casual wrestling. It's like, yeah, it's the boss, and like, how bad does it look if you're Corey Graves or whoever's on commentary, and they're like, it's the boss, it's the man who pays my bills. Please don't rape me, sir. Like that's basically how it looks. Yeah, Tanvir, another allegation being thrown Vince McMahon's way at this point. Is it just whatever? Can we get to the juicy gossip? Can we find out genuinely what's happened? Or is this something that we really should have expected many, many moons ago?
I think it's something we should have expected. I mean, I just saw on Instagram, I think a few days or yesterday, someone made a compilation of Do-Rag Vince and all the shit he did in WWE. I'm like, fucking hell, man.
ECW champion.
Yeah. I'm
the
like,
best ECW champion.
I'm like, the amount of shit Vince got away with and saying the N-word on TV. So I'm like, it's to be expected, but also the cool fact that he paid more in hush money than he did for WCW.
Yeah, that's right. All of your title runs were worth less than a cheeky bang behind the dumpster. That's basically how we're looking at that. It's one of those things. It's hard for me to add much more other than we shall wait and see for more details. Obviously, legal reports, all that kind of good stuff will come out in due course. Until it does, there's not really much we can add to it. All we can say is that it's not a good position to be in. But then I also watched Raw this week, and Vince McMahon comes out and goes, John Cena! And it's just like...
People pop when Vince comes out. It's the craziest thing.
They
Like,
pop for him more. They pop for him
it was
more
insane.
now, knowing that he could be a potential rapist. Good stuff, America. Good stuff. Although I really shouldn't be surprised by a country that this week has decided that abortions are illegal. Obviously, this isn't a complete blanket situation. There's a lot that goes into this, but obviously women are finding it increasingly difficult to tolerate even being American, much less live there because of this disgusting, frankly, behavior from American Congress and for what can only be seen as a bunch of incredibly white trash, dumb fuck religious, unbelievably fucking prestigious wank stains that call themselves Republicans, amongst other people, of course. For anyone celebrating the idea of a woman not having a choice when it comes to her own body autonomy, you can suck my fucking dick immediately. And then you can basically live with a uterus and see what that's like. Because if you don't have one, you shouldn't have a say, as far as I'm concerned. That's not even me being woke. That's just like simple common sense. However, it has somehow crossed its way into wrestling a little bit. I wanted to give some love, obviously. I mean, I give her love anyway because she's fucking incredible and she is the woman of my dreams. But Liv Morgan has decided that for July, she will be donating 100% of all of her third-party earnings to the National Network of Abortion Funds. Tony Khan was also asked whether he would be funding abortion costs for employees should it ever be an issue. This comes off the back of the fact that Disney, Hulu, Netflix and others have announced that they will cover the cost for employees who are forced to travel out of state to receive a safe abortion, because of course it's outlawed in a number of states now. According to AEW President Tony Khan, AEW has not yet decided whether they will be providing similar aid. Hasn't come up, I don't know, Khan said, when asked whether he'd support such a policy in Sunday's post-Forbidden Door media scrum. Honestly, since last Friday, we've been working on Forbidden Door almost non-stop. That situation's never come up, so I can't say. Any problems with Tony Khan essentially kind of ducking it during the media scrum?
I mean, kinda.
Kind of, yeah, but also I can see it from his perspective of that, yeah, he has a lot on his plate, so, but it does,
sucking off Okada?
Yeah, but it does need to be addressed.
I just think, for me, I don't have a massive problem with what he said, but what he could have said was, this is obviously a situation that we take very seriously, and we would dedicate, isolated time or a moment to the press to discuss this. Now's not the time to discuss this. We're talking about post-Forbidden Door media, but we would like to dedicate proper time to this because the gravitas of the situation would suggest that it shouldn't really be thrown in there and lumped in with a bit of wrestling chat, because ultimately that's not fucking important by comparison. What he should have done was said, yeah, we'll deal with it. I assume he will. I absolutely assume it. Hey, if you're willing to pay millions upon millions of pounds for CM Punk, then you can afford a few grand to make sure your women are looked after properly and given the correct medical care. I don't think that should be an issue. And to be honest, I'd love to use this opportunity to call Tony Khan a wanker, but ultimately, I'm sure he will have the brains to do the sensible decision. Now, if he doesn't, look out, because there's going to be straight fire on this podcast, and it's going to upset a lot of people, especially all you white trash fucks in America. Enjoy your cousins. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, any thoughts on that, by the way, just before I move on? Anyone want to dump on America while we're here, seeing there's no America? There's no Jay Miller to defend his country, by the way.
It was just more disturbing when you see women in support of the whole abortion thing. I'm like, that's extremely disturbing and scary when you're seeing women are basically in support of not having a freedom over their own body. I'm like, that's messed up.
Kyle Wilkinson has never been happier to be Canadian.
I mean, yeah, this is true, but they're like the southern neighbors that like hang out in the basement that you just give your scraps to.
They're like your crack-addicted neighbors, aren't they? They're like the snack kids who hang around underneath the stairs in your block of flats, and you're like, "Can you not go somewhere else, please? You're annoying us."
Yeah, when it comes down to it, as a man, I have no say in whether a woman keeps the baby or not. I'm like, I hate it. I hate it so much, man. And watching Paige roast people on Twitter all the time is the fucking funniest thing. Like, it gets annoying after a while when you see about 27 posts because they just keep going. But I don't know, man. I hate this place. I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's just because you said about the crack addicted neighbors. I just remembered in South Park Stick of Truth, the way the map is, you've got the border to Canada, and then right near to the border to Canada, you've got the crack addicts.
Yeah, and the homeless people.
Yeah. Right next to the border to Canada, and then you've got Canada, and Canada's all 8-bit.
Yeah, all I can think about is that episode with Canadian Trump, where they got that giant wall, and there's that Canadian sitting on there, and he's like, "You're not coming in, buddy. We don't want you touching things and raping our women." that should be what you should do. Just erect the world's largest wall. Fuck off, America. You are no longer allowed in. Shout out to all our American friends, obviously, who are vehemently pro women's rights. Obviously, look after yourselves, Michaela, especially. Much love to you. I assume Jay Miller is probably backing this because he's a fucking mong. So we cannot obviously corroborate or confirm said reports or allegations. Those are just that, allegedly. But I assume, judging by the fact that Jay Miller looks like he was born in a trailer park and has definitely had sex with at least 12 of his cousins, that he's probably anti-women's rights. Where is Jay Miller, by the way? Like, Jay Miller has disappeared and has still not lived up to his end of the bargain, and has not downed A1 Sauce. So
I think Kane scared him off.
Lads, feel free to bury this cunt.
I mean, have you looked at him? I think he buries himself enough.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing more to add. Like, what are you gonna do? Is he gonna smother A1 sauce on his dick and something and like? I don't know, man. I'm gonna go for like 2 months and he's still him.
For the content, there should just be a video of Kane roasting the fuck out of Miller.
I'm absolutely game for this.
People should have been sitting in on the WrestleMania watch along.
It
was the most savage thing I've ever seen in my life.
I hear the stories and I'm like, I'm gutted. I was so tired, but at the same time, I'm glad I wasn't there because I think I would have been terrified.
I honestly almost cried for Jay Miller. I mean, don't fuck with the virus.
I was a little spooked. He got me a few times, but I guess I'm just an adult that can handle it, you know?
Yeah, no, he will test everybody. That's his gimmick. The only reason he doesn't test me is because I'm basically running all his social media for a little shit house. I love him dearly. I really do. He's family in every sense. The fact that he buried Jay Miller is just more of an excuse as to why he is family, as far as I'm concerned. His family is for loving, not fucking Jay Miller. Remember that, you cretin. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of family or lack thereof, all right, Tanvir, you're in. I'm tagging you in. It's time for that hot tag, baby, because we're going to quickly run down the results from AEW x NJPW Forbidden Door 2022. Now, I didn't watch it.
Neither did I. I just watched an hour-long highlights video of it because I couldn't be fucked to watch 3 hours and 50.
I forward into that in the future, so I don't have to waste my time. I did, however, watch Pack, and that I was actually happy about. That's all I cared about, and that's all I watched. Kyle Wilkinson, feel free to do whatever it is you do at this time of the evening if you do not wish to speak. Or you can just go yay or nay to these results. So we start with the buy-in tag team match. Chaos, a tag team. Oh God, off we go. Haruki Goto.
Bishamon.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. So, as I read the results, you then may have your opinions, gentlemen. So, Chaos's pairing of Haruki Goto and Yoshihashi defeated the Factory's QT Marshall and Aaron Solo by pinfall. Yay or nay?
Cool.
Good, because I don't know if you see QT Marshall's win-loss in AEW, but it's too fucking high. And Goto is the best, so.
Damn
yeah, happy with it. I just like that because I think they announced on this week's Dynamite that Goto and Yoshihashi are going to be on Rampage. So I'm just happy to see them sticking around because I think that Yoshihashi in the last year, a couple of years ago, I didn't like him. This past year, he's improved massively and just become really good and fun to watch.
I don't watch New Japan, and I refuse to accept that Yoshihashi will be anything other than tedium at the best of times. Singles match in the buy-in. Lance Archer defeated Nick Comoroto, Ogogo, Aaron Solo's friends by pinfall. Yay or no? Comoroto, by the way, is the guy who looks like Barbarian back in the day, the huge hairy.
All I heard about this match was Lance Archer spiked himself on his head real bad at some point.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, that's there you go, ladies and gentlemen. A highlight of that match, according to everyone, is Lance Archer nearly dying. Tag team match in the buy-in. Swerve in Our Glory. Oh, very good. That's a shit name. Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee. Oh, yes, please. Defeated Suzuki Gun's pairing of El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru by pinfall. That's the first time I've said that without stuttering.
Nay.
Yeah. No, Keith Lee's the best. Fuck off. Sit down.
Yeah, come on, Keith Lee. You won those 2 marks.
No.
I
think instead they should have done Kanemaru and Archer because Archer's a Suzuki Gun member, the Desperado. Because the thing is, it's you've got Keith and Swerve. So Swerve's still teetering junior heavyweight to heavyweight. He's that.
Don't be bringing your weight divisions from Japan.
Keith's
this is America. We're men of men. You understand me? We don't need weight classes. All we need to do is make sure that women don't have any rights. Am I right, Mago?
Keith's fucking huge. He looks like he could squish them and eat them both.
Keith looks like he eats a Kanemaru every day.
Yeah, so that's
By the way, why does Kanemaru sound like something I would get on my Wagamamas?
Yeah. So that's the only reason why I'm nay, because I'm yeah.
All right, so Tanvir has a terrible opinion. Me and Kyle Wilkinson are in agreement that.
No, I think it was fine. I just think the matchup was bad.
Yeah, that's all right. Run away. So what you're saying is Tony Khan can't book, is what you're essentially saying.
Yes.
Incredibly correct in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Also in the buy-in, Jesus Christ, you may as well just have a pay-per-view on that. 8-man tag team match. Max Caster, and the Gun Club defeated Alex Coughlin, the DKC, Kevin Knight, and Yuya Uemura.
They're all LA Dojo lads.
Are they some young lions?
I've been quite cool to see Gabriel Kidd, isn't he, NJPW guy?
He is, but I think due to his mental health and he's in the UK doing Rev Pro stuff. So that's what. But Gabe's been doing bits and pieces here. So Max Costa and the Ass Boys.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
I find it mildly entertaining. Just with Max Costa's promos, and then just having the other dude, I think it's Bowens, just with Billy Gunn. It is entertaining to me, but yeah.
As long as you're happy with it, I guess. Whatever. I could give a shit personally. I don't care about anyone here. I do like Max Caster. I think he's quite funny. Yeah. Trios tag team match to open up the pay-per-view properly. The Sex Gods, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, of course, with Taynara Conti at ringside, teamed with Minoru Suzuki to defeat Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino by pinfall. Yay or nay?
Yeah, and I think AEW have finally found their thing with opening up pay-per-views, because the thing with the NXT takeovers, they would open up with the tag team match to like set the pace. I think with AEW,
Not anymore. They don't.
Yeah, they don't anymore. But I remember like before when it was Triple H and all that, they'd always open with the.
Oh, you mean when it was good?
Yeah. So they'd always open with a tag team match to set the night off to a good start. I think with AEW, they need to start off the pay-per-views with 6-man tags, because this was actually really good from the highlight vid I saw. So I'm like, if AEW are going to start their pay-per-views on a high note, start off with a 6-man tag.
Kyle Wilkinson, yay or nay on Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara tagging with Minoru Suzuki to defeat 2 members of the Blackpool Combat Club? Or is it just
anything with Minoru Suzuki
one.
is good, but Chris Jericho just pisses me off and I don't care.
What, Mr. Right Wing himself?
He's a countryman and I don't fucking care.
There you go. Fair enough. This sounds like it absolutely would have slapped. Winner take all 3-way tag team match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships and the IWGP Tag Team Championships. FTR captured both titles, defeating United Empire's Great O'Connor, Jeff Cobb, and Roppongi Vice, Trent Beretta, and Rocky Romero, by pinfall, meaning that FTR currently are the Ring of Honor, IWGP, and AAAR Tag Team Champions.
It's insane when you say AAAR and IWGP in the same sentence, given the CMLL link. Like it's mental, but FTR are already my tag team of the year. So
yeah,
I've
not even close. I would have given it to the Usos, but they've just been fucking around.
For me, it's only between 2 tag teams this year, and it's FTR and the Briscoes. The Briscoes have had
amazing.
They've had a pretty good year as well,
isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah. So I think FTR winning was the good call, because the New Japan's tag division is so abysmal. So I'm actually happy that
he's what it is.
Yeah, I'm just happy that New Japan are realizing, like, okay, we don't need AEW singles talent per se. We need to dip into their tag division. So I think FTR, Roppongi Vice, which could include Best Friends also, and trying to think of other tag teams they could.
I'd rather you didn't. Carl Wilkinson, what do you think? Okay,
I mean,
FTR being top of the mountain, basically.
I mean, they've been the best tag team for a long time. I know it was always kind of up in the air between them and the Usos, but like, I remember when they first came to AEW.
Right now, that's coming from me. I just feel like the Usos. I mean, it's a little bit hard and it's a bit subjective, because obviously it's not like the Usos can just be like, cool, we'll just go around and win loads of tag belts. If they were on the Indies, they'd probably be doing the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Clash, but they are just WWE guys, so it's like comparing apples to extremely dodgy looking oranges.
Yeah, I remember being disappointed in FTR's debut because they spunked the Young Bucks match in like 3 weeks, and I remember that really pissed me off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't really care about FTR. And then there was the whole Pinnacle thing, I think, which I cared even less about. But now that it's like just them and they're doing what they do best, which is wrestle, that's fucking incredible stuff. I can't wait to see them have some bangers in Corrigan Hall or something. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of bangers, Fatal 4-Way, AEW All-Atlantic Championship to crown the inaugural champion. Pac defeated Malachi Black, Miro, and Clark Connors by submission to win the title. I'm pretty sure he didn't submit all 3 of them at the same time, although he should have, because he's that good. Obviously, I'm extremely pleased with this. This is by far and away the best thing I saw on the entire night. Anybody have a problem with Pac being inaugural champion?
Oh, no. No, there was only between 2 people for me, Pac or Miro, and I'm happy Pac won. I just love Miro so much, though. I just love Miro, just the character and everything that he's doing. It's like, oh yeah, everybody else is feuding with other people. I'm a feud with God because I fucking hate him. It's like that. I'm like, I like that dude because he's cool.
That's fair. Carl, anything to add, mate? Happy with that?
I mean, it's finally good to see Pac do something. He's been in the company almost since its inception, and 3 years later, good job, Tony Khan, you fucking cuck.
So I do have a little bit of news. Like Pac's wife still lives in the United Kingdom, which is why he doesn't dedicate himself to regular AEW television, so that he can spend time with his wife in between trips. So what he does is he spends 3 weeks at a time in America, then goes back to UK for a while, then comes back to, and that's why they haven't been able to use him as regularly. Or that, because Tony Khan doesn't know how to fucking book anything to save his life. But apparently, one of the big things was that this was almost like a. Tony Schiavone hinted and suggested on one of his latest podcasts with Aubrey Edwards that this was kind of a reward to say thank you for all the work you're putting in and spending so much time working abroad and away from your family. So.
He's one of the originals for AEW, so I'm happy that he's finally got a title to him and can start having like banger title defense that people talk about. Just quickly, now that Pac's champ, who would you like to see his like first defense be against? Or
Malachi Black.
Okay.
Because he can go over him and it's not going to hurt the House of Black too much. But there's a number of guys like Powerhouse Hobbs would really benefit from a nice little rivalry with Pac. I think give him a chance to step into the limelight a little bit. I don't want to see Orange Cassidy doing this shit.
No,
okay?
no.
I don't
Give me
want
Jungle Boy.
fucking comedy wrestlers going.
Jungle Boy v Pac was my like initial thing that they could do.
Yeah,
considering Luchasaurus seems to have turned heel last night, so. And Christian is doing some of the best promo work of his life.
I love Christian.
Yeah, there is, to be fair, some interesting things going on with AEW. I've got to say, not impressed with having blood and guts on a Dynamite after the fact. Like, you couldn't find room for blood and guts on this show. For me, that would have been absolutely fine. Like, I wouldn't have had a problem with that being on it. It's a lot of group matches here you could have mugged off, or you could have turned Blood and Guts into a New Japan versus AEW style war instead, and it would have been perfect.
One thing I want to say is though that on very short notice, kudos to Clark Connors for stepping up.
Who was meant to be there?
It was meant to be Ishii, but Ishii's out with a knee injury.
Clark Connors.
Devastating.
Yeah, so
Ishii Impact, dude.
So it's like Clark Connors has had a great Best of Super Juniors, and now seeing him in this high-profile role and actually doing really well. It's like kudos to him because he's proving himself and showing that he's gonna be a big star in the future.
Trios tag team match: Darby Allin, Sting, and Shingo Takagi. My lord, defeated the Young Bucks and El Fantasma by pinfall.
Sting's a fucking madman.
I saw him do the balcony dive thing. I was like.
He's
70. What are you doing?
He's 63 and he's on his New Jack phase now of like, I'm a jump through shit. I love it, but I'm also like, please don't kill yourself.
Carl, you're okay with
Young Bucks lose. That's a thumbs up for me.
Yeah. That's exactly why. It could have been literally 3 turds in foil, and the fact they went over the Young Bucks, I'm happy with that. El Fantasma, though, great to see him on a high-profile show. Love. Big fan of El Fantasmo. Used to spend a lot of time chatting with him at UK shows when he was doing a lot of his work over here. Really nice guy. AEW Women's World Championship match. Thunder Rosa successfully retained against Toni Storm by pinfall. I
think Toni should have won. I think it was Toni and with Juice being there backstage.
A lot of heat at Thunder Rosa at the moment for either sandbagging people or being too stiff. We had this issue with I can't remember her name now, the woman who used to be in NXT.
Is it Marina Shafir?
Yeah, that's the one. Yes. I don't like hearing stuff like that. I like people to be professional, but at the same time, it depends how you want to look at it, and you don't know what could have been caused on the other side of things. Kyle Wilkinson, okay with Thunder Rosa retaining the AEW Women's World Championship?
I mean, it's nice to see her featured on TV. Because I saw stats
on TV. This was, by the way, from what I can tell, this was the only women's match on a massive card. I mean, I get it. It was AEW versus NJPW for the most part. So, okay, cool. But yeah, they should have brought in the women from Stardom, but of course.
I was gonna say that Stardom had a show the exact same day as Forbidden Door, so no way would that have happened.
Well, there you go then. Like, there's not really much you can do there. Otherwise, I'm sure Tony Khan would have insisted on using them. Kenny Omega certainly would have, because he's got some whopping great fetish for Japanese women.
So that's why I think having Tony there, because Tony's was like Stardom's like foreign ace. So I think having Tony there kind of be like the Stardom representative in a way.
The Western fans aren't going to know that though, are they?
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. That's all
I mean, I didn't know that, so
There you go. There you go. The IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship was successfully defended by Will Ospreay as he turned away the challenge of Orange Cassidy.
Don't care, and honestly,
Will Ospreay versus Orange. That's what you had for Will Ospreay, the former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, arguably one of the best athletic wrestlers of all time. You gave him Orange Cassidy.
that was just for Tony Khan to whack one out in the back.
I just don't really care because the thing is, I see what Juice Robinson's doing with the US belt on the side, and I'm like, Juice is making that belt so much more.
Why has he got one
funnier.
as well?
He's so he's still got the physical belt, even though Will's going around saying he's champ. Because what happened at Dominion is like they did Will v Sonata for the IWGP US belt, and they were like, "But where's the belt though?" It's like it's still with Juice in the States. He's not flying over because of his appendicitis. So Juice still has the belt, even though Will's technically the champ.
Are they making a story out of that, like he's stolen it, or
Apparently, yeah. Because Juice keeps saying like, "Why do you do this? Make these matches for #1 contenderships and shit." Because I'm still the fucking champion. And it's like,
yeah. Well,
yeah,
did he
and
have
it's
to
like,
drop it then simply because he couldn't get to Japan?
yeah.
That sucks because he should have been. Why was he on this show then if he's in America?
He wasn't, because I think he's still recovering from appendicitis.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It was just
Yeah.
a massive shit fest in every sense. Fair enough. Well, Ospreay retained, so that's all I can say about it. I'm sure the match was athletically very good, but I just do not care about Orange Cassidy.
Only cool thing that followed this match was my favorite wrestler ever coming out and just kicking Will's ass, Katsuyori Shibata.
Oh, I was going to say, I didn't see Jinder Mahal on this show.
As much as I love Jinder, Shibata's my fave, so.
How dare you? You hear that, Indian? You hear that, India? Judas. That's all I'm hearing. All right. So, Daniel Bryan, aka Bryan Danielson, could not face Zack Sabre Jr. Therefore, he had a replacement in mind. It was the debut of Claudio Castagnoli, formerly known as Cesaro, who defeated Zack Sabre Jr. by pinfall. Yay or nay?
The match itself, considering Bryan said it was going to be very technical, was not technical. It was more of a strike fest. So it's a bit of a nay for the match in terms. But seeing Claudio there and everything, I mean, cool.
Do we have a problem with Zack Sabre Jr. losing in such a high-profile match?
I do a little bit.
Any high-profile matches in the States at all?
I do a little bit because the thing is, it's like he lost New Japan Cup against the title defense against Okada. And he's going to the G1 in a very stacked
He never
block.
wins the big one, does he? Like,
Yeah, and that's the thing that annoys me. It's like, New Japan, be different, be interesting. Stop going
Is it because of his size? Do you think because he's very
Oh,
slight?
no, because Zach's been putting on the muscle and the pounds, so it's like he looks like a heavyweight now, given his height. Whereas like when he first came back in 2017, he did still look like a skinny, gangly guy.
In my opinion, the best technical wrestler in the world is Zack.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Daniel Bryan. I actually think he's much more technical than Bryan Danielson.
Because the thing with Bryan is Bryan does the basics and everything really well. So I love watching
Zack
Bryan.
does all this crazy magician.
It's just Zack, because of how flexible and long-limbed Zack is. He's busting out.
I would argue that Jonathan Gresham versus Zack Sabre Jr. is a far more enticing technical wrestling match than Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson.
We've had Gresham v Zack in the past though, because I think they did like a mini series where they kept going back and forth.
I'm gonna watch that 10 times.
Oh yeah. I'd watch that 10 times. I think the appeal more of Zack v Bryan though is because it's been almost 15 years in the making.
Because Bryan Danielson is in the spotlight as well. He's a high-profile mainstream wrestler more so than Gresham is, and I think that's if he was still just a Ring of Honor guy, I don't think people would care nearly as much.
Yeah, so I think Sabre losing. I think if it was against Bryan, then yeah, fine. If he lost to Bryan, that would have been fine. It's like it's Bryan Danielson. He's been doing this a lot longer, even though Zack started at a younger age. But with it being Claudio and the way the match turned out, I'm like, I think Zack should have got the win, or if they set it up, do a time limit draw or something.
Carl, you got anything else to add, mate?
It's really cool to see the former Cesaro debut. He looked really happy from what I saw online, but it's like they painted themselves into a corner here because neither guy could really lose. Like Claudio can't lose his debut, but Zack Sabre Jr. hasn't had a lot of, like you said, high profile matches in the States. So it's like, what do you do? I think the time limit draw might have been good. I don't know if it's like 15 or 20 minutes just to kind of, just make both guys look great. But
sorry,
no, go ahead. Go ahead. I did watch it.
Sorry,
So
I've got stuff to talk about other than Japan.
No. I was just gonna say, because I think Sabre Jr.'s last big match in the US was the Madison Square Garden show where he beat Tanahashi.
Yeah, see, do you know what? I don't see Tanahashi as a draw. In fact, I'm a little bit bothered that he was in the main event here. The penultimate match was a fatal four-way match for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. This should have been the main event. Jay White successfully retaining the belt against Adam Cole, Hangman Page, and Kazuchika Okada.
Jay White is the best in the world right now, all around. From talking, from in the ring, from the way he carries himself.
Josh Alexander.
I could agree with that. I'm just saying, for me,
Wrestler of the year right now is Josh Alexander, just like it was last year. In fact, if anything, it's being cemented more. Kyle Wilkinson, you okay with this? Jay White retaining? I mean, it's going to happen anyway. New Japan aren't going to allow the heavyweight title to change hands on another company pay-per-view. That's not happening.
No, like it was. I mean, the match is cool to see. All four guys are great, but I mean, what they're not going to change their heavyweight championship on American soil, I don't think. At least not yet. If they do this again, maybe in the future. But for now, Jay White winning is definitely the best thing because, like I said, Jay White's just the best. I remember picking him as my dark horse in I don't remember which G1 it was when we were watching.
Years ago, like 3 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. Because I saw something in him.
Kind of excursion to
he made it to the final that year, so you were very close.
Because I remember choosing him, and then it was just after that where I think Omega offered him a place in Bullet Club, and he's like, "Nah, fuck you," and joined Chaos the next night.
Oh yeah, that was
that was like 2018, 2019, maybe
2018.
That's a fucking long ass time. That's 4 years. Jesus
4
fucking
years.
Christ.
Yeah, if we had time, I'd cover the G1 again, but we just don't have time.
I remember seeing something in him then and just seeing out the Blade Runner is one of the smoothest finishers. I love it. So absolutely.
Beautiful wrestler with great promo. They need to stop doing this whole doing the promo thing like when they're gassed though. It makes them all sound very sort of WCW circa like 92s. Don't really like it. The main event was the interim AEW World Championship match. Who would face? Well, likely would face CM Punk. When he comes back. Geez, I wonder who. Probably the most predictable match on the card. John Moxley defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi by pinfall.
Fine, but Tanahashi is still a draw in many ways to people.
In Japan, maybe, not in America.
In America, I think he somewhat is, but not as big a draw as Okada, because the Okada pop on Dynamite was insane. And even the Shibata pop off when he came out for after Ospreay via Cassidy.
I've never got the hype about Tanahashi. I find him really boring.
I think with Tanahashi, Tanahashi's more endearing because the thing is he's the ace. He was the guy who carried New Japan on his back through
he's like John
dark
Cena.
times. Yeah.
New Japan's John Cena.
Yeah.
And the problem is John Cena was fucking boring too. Yeah, great work, great body, looks fantastic, very like shiny in that. But like when I see Tanahashi, I just think anime guy. He looks a bit anime-ish, and I don't like anime. I'm not interested. So for me, it's lost on me. I'm like, cool, great. He looks like a manga character. Don't give a shit.
Here's the thing. I think you may not like him as well because he even stated himself, Tanahashi draws a lot of inspiration from Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, see, I don't mind that because for me, Shawn Michaels had some of the best wrestling matches I've ever seen. But it's that thing of like, there's nothing that exciting about him. His moveset is very okay, but nothing more. I don't really like his look is very average. Like Okada for me is 10 times the wrestler. 10 times the wrestler. I've seen Okada have like 7 or 8 5-star matches minimum. I've not seen Tanahashi have one. I find him a bit dull. That being said, John Moxley doesn't scream star to me, and he's the interim AEW World Champion, which means he's obviously going to face CM Punk when he comes back. For me, CM Punk versus John Moxley is that's not going to draw me in. I'm not interested in seeing that. I've also seen variations of it on Raw and SmackDown, admittedly not interesting and with different characters, but I do not care about CM Punk versus John Moxley at all. I have no interest in that whatsoever.
And the thing is, what's getting boring with John Moxley too is it seems that every match he bleeds. It's like, dude, stop with the bleeding every match because it's getting boring.
Yeah, it's like blood is shocking in WWE and blood is so passe in AEW because it's one end of the spectrum to the other.
It's like it can be surprising in AEW, but with John Moxley, it's like every match. So I'm like, okay, cool. But if it's a certain guy that bleeds, like say if Jungle Boy were to bleed in a match, I'll be like, holy shit. But if it's the same guys bleeding every match, it's like, oh, it's to be expected.
It was just like Cody when he was still at AEW. Fucking bled every match just to get like the blonde hair look, and
yeah,
that's one of the factors that definitely made the AEW fans start turning on him.
Yeah.
What do we think of Okada's tweet? Thank you, Chicago. Thank you, AEW. The door is closed, but I'll open the door again. See you next time. A lot of people insinuating that this is going to be a yearly thing. You okay with a once a year pay-per-view, AEW versus NJPW?
I think so, but it needs to be booked a lot better. And like, not really, because I think the issue with this pay-per-view was that there were storylines involved where they should have just been like, oh no, we're not going to include storylines. This is just going to be a dream card of singles matches and tag matches rather than having storylines incorporated and everything. And then it puts fans off because it's like, oh, I need to watch this product and also this product, like 3 to 4 different products that you may not have time for. Whereas if they just made it like, okay, we're doing a dream match card, here you go, sorted.
Yeah, just to add to that, NJPW President Takami Obari discussed the event, revealing he too came away from the show feeling positive, despite some of the limitations that befell AEW and New Japan for the show. There are still fighters and cards I would like to see, Obari said. I would like to see a continuation of this event. He did say, however, that Obari, he was clear that the next time the two promotions come over, he'd like to see it happen in his home country. I think there is a need to see this event in Japan. The 50th anniversary year is a good opportunity to make that happen. I think there are fighters from AEW who would like to compete in front of Japanese fans. I'm all for that. I personally think the next one should be in Japan.
It'd have to be at the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's not gonna. Yeah, imagine if they slapped it in like that tiny ass hole that they do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Korakuen's right next to the Tokyo Dome, so they could do like a few shows.
Dynamite in there.
They
Dynamite from Korakuen Hall would be pretty cool.
Yeah, they could do a few shows in there to like build up the hype and then be like, okay,
Rampage and Dynamite in there before and after, and have the main show in Forbidden in a Tokyo Dome, and have New Japan go over more in that one. Yeah. Works for me. Any final thoughts, Carl?
No, I mean the card looked like it would have slapped. It's just I hate Tony Khan, so I couldn't
talking about AEW.
Well, I mean, I think it should have just been, you want to see this guy wrestle this guy? Let's do that. You don't need to, because I don't watch New Japan. You don't watch New Japan. Like might not know some of these characters. I might not know why they are the way they are, and I don't care. I just want to see one of them wrestle the other one. Don't complicate it.
Yeah. So with Obari saying now and Okada both saying the possibility of this being a yearly event, if they were to do a Forbidden Door 2 Electric Boogaloo, what
Hurry up! I'm losing my patience.
What matches would you potentially want on like a second Forbidden Door?
Thing is, I'm not invested in many people.
Fair enough.
Like, honestly, there's not a single one I'm thinking, I absolutely must see that. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson, I'll absolutely watch that. I'd actually much rather see Pac versus Zack Sabre Jr. actually. Maybe at a stretch, Ishii versus like a Malachi Black would be quite fun. I like the idea of him giving him a black mass and he doesn't move because his head's too strong. Just little things like that. But I kind of feel like the dream match scenario is so oversaturated and overdone now because that's what AEW is doing. It's like every week it's a dream match. I had this with WCW. I'm okay actually waiting for my dream matches. Like I'm okay with that. That's why WrestleMania is a thing, because I want to see the biggest dream matches there. If I saw them every month, they're not dream matches. All of a sudden they're just matches. That's how I look at it. Yeah, no. Carl, got any ideas? Anyone from AEW you'd like to see wrestle NJPW?
Like, I'm just thinking. I mean, I haven't watched an AEW product in probably a year, so
Ishii versus Orange Cassidy.
I mean, I would take Ishii versus just about anyone.
I wouldn't mind it if they ran back Ishii versus Keith Lee again. I'm all right for that.
Yeah.
That was that. I'm very blessed I got to be there in person for that. That slapped like crazy. I think Okada would have a great match with Keith Lee. I actually think it's the guys that you wouldn't expect who aren't big deals. They're the guys I want to see more of. Like, I want to see Keith Lee and Swerve and guys like that wrestling the NJPW guys. Don't care about Moxley. Don't even care about Cole because I've already seen him in NJPW a number of times when he was a champion.
Like Keith Lee v Shingo potentially, something like that.
That was the first one that came to my mind after we said Keith Lee. I'm like, I think that would slap.
Yeah.
Create dream matches that I don't know I want. That's when you it's the match that you don't realize you want until you see it.
It'd be
versus Josh Alexander, or Ishii versus Bronson Reed, aka Jonah Rock. That's where you're like, good shout. Also, yeah, Jonah Rock, get him in. Or actually, no, fuck it, stay in Impact where you're happy. Don't go near Tony Khan, mate. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just happy to see Jonah in the G1. I know we say it every week, but it's just the big thing.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I'm excited about, talking about Brian Kendrick again.
Oh, God, what? Is he
no, Brian Kendrick. Brian Kendrick finally had a chance to talk about his AEW debut that was not, essentially. So he was prepped and ready to debut for AEW, and then some rather shocking statements were brought up from the past. His conspiracy theory nonsense, of course, that we all remember. He spoke about the day of when it happened and how quickly the opportunity passed him by. He said, I talked with Tony Khan on the phone. They made me music. I had an entrance and everything was ready to go. I shot up to Chicago in my wrestling gear a few hours from going out there and performing. I get a call from their lawyer. She goes, is it true? I go, is what true? She goes, there's this video out there. There's some pretty salacious stuff about the Holocaust, about Sandy Hook. And I go, oh, motherfucker, I know exactly what you're talking about. And that was it. Kendrick continued. She said, I think we're going to have to pull you from the show. I said, I understand. I text Daniel Bryan. I said, hey, buddy, sorry for the embarrassment. Then I get a call from Sanjay Dutt, go in to meet him and Danielson, Tony Khan, all three of them in a meeting. Tony says, I apologize. You know, I don't think this would have happened if you wouldn't have quit your job at WWE and came here. But this is what we're dealing with right now. So I think it's for the best if you grab your gear and you leave. Kendrick has also added, as far as the business goes, Tony doesn't know me from nothing. He just knows me as a headache walking in. I officially got released on May the 1st. So there was about 3 months in limbo being quasi-employed. Kendrick insists that he never actually believed in the conspiracies he discussed in the video. The truth is, I don't really believe in anything, Kendrick stated. As far as like with the Holocaust stuff, for example, you know, how could I say such things? Well, I said them because they're salacious. I said them to get a rise out of people. What it was me trying to profit off of it for my gimmick. Everyone okay with this explanation? Or not, or don't care at this point?
Don't really care.
He's kind of a non-event now in wrestling for that exact reason.
Yeah. Can we go from one controversial person to another?
Are you trying to insinuate who's in charge of reading out the news stories, Tanvir? Because this is not going well for you, is it?
Sorry.
Carl hasn't been here for 2 months and he still knows his place. Outrageous. You're in charge when I say you're in charge, you little fuck.
Okay.
Let's talk about Joey Ryan.
That's where I was going.
I thought you might be anyway. As soon as you said that, I was like, right, okay. Kyle Wilkinson, you'll remember Joey Ryan, of course, as the scumbag.
There's too many of those in wrestling recently, so sometimes you have to be more specific. You'll recognize him as King Scumbag in wrestling. After a recent photo surfaced online of Joey Ryan working at Disneyland, it has now been confirmed that the 42-year-old has been fired. According to the LA Times, Ryan, real name Joseph Meehan, had been working on the Jungle Cruise attraction at the theme park in Anaheim, California. It is said that he worked at the happiest place on earth. You obviously haven't been to Liv Morgan's bedroom for 3 months on a probationary period, but the organization did not decide to hire him as a full-time member of staff. Ryan, of course, was called out in 2020, during the damning speaking out movement and saw a plethora of brave individuals share their shocking and distressing stories about abuse within the wrestling industry. Particularly, Ryan was accused of sexual misconduct and harassment involving a number of women. A Disneyland spokesperson commented, Mr. Meehan is no longer employed by us, but did not expand on the reasoning behind why Ryan's probationary employment
was not turned into a permanent role. Probably because
Probably
of
the rape.
Yeah, I mean, the allegations probably didn't help, Honey Boo. It was noted that the background checks conducted by the company did not reveal any allegations of sexual misconduct during the screening process, likely due to those allegations being leveled using his pro wrestling name rather than his real name. That's the interesting thing that really jumps out to me. And it is also worth pointing out that Ryan did file a number of lawsuits against his accusers. They are still allegations, of course, and including a accusation. He also launched a lawsuit against Impact Wrestling, basically. Although he won a default judgment against one of his accusers in January 2021, several others were dropped or dismissed, but he reportedly kept the Impact lawsuit open. Ryan also said that he had been seeking help by attending sex and love addicts anonymous meetings. Dirty stuff. Kyle Wilkinson, are you happy that Joey Ryan is no longer employed by Disney?
A lot of kids go to Disney World.
The same company, right, that made such a fuss about Gina Carano is very happy to hire this piece of shit. Yeah, fucking hypocrites. Fuck you and your Marvel.
The House of Mouse.
The House of Bullshit is what this is.
The House of Anti-Semitism.
Oh, yeah, right. Fucking you want to be a star, don't you? Take it off.
Do I have to? The Family Guy bit.
Yeah. Yes, thank you for clarifying that. We're not actually people who like to see women, force women to take their
No.
Well, maybe Tambira stretch.
No.
No.
Wow.
I know, right? Oh, welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't give a shit about this guy.
Tanvi, you wet your pants. You were like, oh, I need to talk about this right now. Go on in. Fucking give us what you got. Why ain't going all quiet, pal?
Go on.
It's Joey Ryan. It's Joey Ryan. I don't know what to say.
Mate. He used to be your favourite wrestler, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, I bet you've got an 8x10 of him somewhere.
I don't. I had to remember. I'm like, do I? I was like, no, thank God I don't.
To be fair, I've got some merch and a picture of a dude that I can't say I like anymore. So
it's really funny actually, because I saw his last ever match at IPW's last ever show in Kent. Which was independent wrestling, something like I don't know. I did fucking Ebenezer the Geezer, believe it or not, wrestled there and was on their TV, which was quite cool. But yeah, IPW, it no longer is going. Unfortunately, there are a lot of allegations levied against that right before speaking out, actually. But yeah, when they went under, I went to their last ever show and Joey Ryan was on it. He wrestled Big Guns Joe. And my partner at the time said to me, he's really hot. He's like the sexiest wrestler there. Bit awkward now, isn't it, really? So, you know, it is what it is. Basically, Joey Ryan's a piece of shit. Do I want him to die in a hole? I mean, if the allegations are true, yes. But I also kind of hope that he has a chance to earn money. Or it's a difficult one to say. To be honest, I don't give a fuck about Joey Ryan in any sense. I think he's dumb, but you know, everyone's got to earn a living, I guess. So maybe Disneyland was the right place for him.
I mean, this was the dude who used a move called a boobplex. That's really suspicious.
He used to flip people by his dick. I mean, come on. Come on. Like, I love how we were all so stunned. What? Joey Ryan is a sex pest? That guy who makes everyone grab his dick? Get out of here.
But I have
He got
trouble
fans
doing
to do it at the merch table. All the time. Grab my dick.
That's weird. I was just gonna make a joke, like, you know, I've struggled doing my one cock push up a day, but
all right.
Yeah, that's weird.
All right. Well, Tambi was desperate to talk about it, but he didn't really have much else to add, did he? So, yeah. Logan Paul officially signed with WWE. He took to Twitter and put, just signed with the WWE, signed his contract, and he was with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Do we think Logan Paul signing full-time with WWE is good for business?
I don't care.
Neither.
We talking about
it's another celebrity, and it's like, okay, but how often are you going to be around? Are you going to be a draw? Are you going to be an attraction? It'll be a draw to the YouTube crowd, but
That's why they're going for
Like,
it. It's on social media. That's where all the money is made now.
Yeah.
That's where all the traction is. Millions upon millions and millions of people watch WWE. They've got the biggest social media garnering of any company in wrestling by some margin. It's not even close. Like, they dwarf AEW. So I can see why they've done it. But I'm not going to watch Logan Paul wrestle more than maybe 2 or 3 times a year. Doesn't interest me. I thought he was good at WrestleMania, to be fair. I thought he showed himself out. He's in wickedly good shape, which is always a good thing. He looks like a star. He's big as well. Like, he has the potential.
Yeah.
I'd be tempted to put a belt on him of some sort. Maybe the US title, because that doesn't seem to be taken that seriously, even though Austin Theory's certainly making it feel a little bit more prestigious. Fuck it, put the 24/7 title on. Why not? Who cares? You know, put the women's tag team titles on, and they're fucking just as bullshit. It's the end of the story, but yeah, whatever. It's cool. Like, it's not going to be why I tune in, but I can guarantee a lot of young teenagers and influencers and people of that nature are probably going to watch just for him. So from that perspective, if you're going to make your money back tenfold, why not? It's a good business decision. It's just not a decision I'd make.
No, like he definitely did better at WrestleMania than I thought he would. Because, you know, had to follow up Bad Bunny last year, which was fucking great.
I thought he was better than Arrow, the Green Arrow, whatever his name is.
Stephen Amell.
Yeah, that Mark. Yeah, I thought he was better than him. Oh, I thought Stephen Amell was all right, to be fair.
Yeah, that one's hard for me. Again, he's a countryman, so
Pat McAfee is the greatest, like, sort of part-time celebrity guy that I've ever seen wrestle.
Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, but that's like, he can only do one kind of match. Johnny Knoxville's not going to go out there, is he, and have a 2 out of 3 falls tech fest. That's not happening.
Mate, his forearm at flipping Royal Rumble to AJ Styles was...
That's because he doesn't know how to, so he just forearmed him properly. That's all that happened there.
It was awesome, though. It was like...
Well, they probably... Like, what I like about that is the fact that they were like, yeah, let's just stiff him out because he can take it. We've seen him. He can take it. Yeah. So that wasn't a problem. Like, it was a great match. I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people hated it. A lot of people loved it. I actually fell on the side of people who loved it. I thought it was great.
It might be my match of the year, just from a pure entertainment standpoint. I love it.
Definitely my shit housery moment of the year.
Yeah.
Speaking of shit housery, this is a very quick one, but I thought it was very amusing. So apparently, an individual went up to Taz at the airport with a huge stack of wrestling cards and asked him for his autograph. Apparently, Taz said, "No, you are selling these." He said, "No, sir," and then he gave him a card to sign. And Taz looked at the card and said, "This is a card of Wardlow." And he says, "Oh, sorry, what's your name?"
Oh my god.
So what do we think about an autograph hunter thinking that Taz was Wardlow?
I mean, Taz's like 5'1", Wardlow's like 6'8". I don't know.
How do you mess up that bad?
Clearly, this kid didn't watch ECW in the 90s or early 2000s SmackDown.
That's his own commentary. How does he not?
I know what's happened here. This kid obviously knows nothing about wrestling. Someone's gone, that guy's called Wardlow, go over and get him to sign these things. And he's gone up to him thinking he's getting some random guy to sign these cards. That's because the card's in front of you. You can just look and go, no, like, absolutely not. Like, I was going to get an autograph for Orange Cassidy, so I approached Lance Archer. What the fuck? Like, that's not a thing. It's funny though. It's very funny, and I also love the fact that Taz was like, just I don't know, fucking berated in that way by some random person. I think that's funny. I have to say, I actually really enjoy Taz as a commentator on AEW when I do.
So good.
Really good. I actually think him and Excalibur as just the 2-man booth was probably the best option they've ever had. Yeah. But I tell you what, I'd be tempted to just bin off Excalibur entirely and get Kevin Kelly to do it instead with Taz. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be money. Or bring the guys from Ring of Honor in. They're fucking fantastic.
Caprice Coleman had, I think he did the commentary for the...
Ian Rockabani and Caprice Coleman, isn't it? And they, for me, are the best commentary team in the world. I think they're fucking amazing. Apart from, of course, myself. And the legend is Tony Wright, who, of course, will be your announce team for Coliseum Pro on July 16th in London.
I love Caprice Coleman, man. He's like an unsung hero of the business, it feels like, because I think I've seen clips of Caprice in the ring, and I'm like, this guy can do it all. He's so underrated in the ring. He's such a great commentator. He can do it all.
Oh, he's amazing. Absolutely amazing. He really is. Yeah, no, good stuff. Bianca Belair was asked about the possibility of more intergender wrestling. She said, I'm a fan of China. I'm a fan of Beth Phoenix. The women who have done it before and gotten into the ring with men, I am a fan of those. I would love to, but right now I would say our women's division is stacked enough. Quick question, intergender wrestling. Should we see more of that in WWE?
I liked the 1 year event they did, the Mixed Match Challenge, because it'd be
That was
like,
fun. Facebook, wasn't it? It was fun.
Yeah, it'd be
Asuka and The Miz.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. It's sort of one of the great all-time gifts. Like, what more can you ask for? Not to mention, I actually really enjoyed Braun Strowman being in love with Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was really
That's
fun.
because we're all in love with Alexa Bliss.
No, we're in love with Liv Morgan. Get a room.
You had
I'm in love with Liv Morgan. Nobody else touched her. I saw her first. No, I'm kidding. It's like that episode of South Park where they all turn into cavemen when Bebe gets booed.
Yeah.
I'm like that when I see you live. I'm like, turn into a complete ape. Intergender wrestling. Do we want to see more of it?
I think if they
intergender wrestling, like, you know, proper women and men beating the shit out of each other, not tag. Now the woman has to get in. That's not intergender wrestling.
The setting has to be right for it to work. The setting and the booking of it has to be right to work. Would I like to see it? Yes, but it has to be the right circumstances. It can't just be, here you go.
Roman Reigns versus Becky Lynch. Book it.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to see Roman Reigns kill somebody. I'm an asshole. I don't like Becky Lynch that much. Tell you what would be great. I'd love to see Bianca Belair and Montez Ford go full fucking airborne at each other. I think that'd be well good. I reckon they could have a sick match together as husband and wife. I think that'd be fucking gangster. There's quite a few. Do you know what? Dream match wise, like, there's a lot of matches there that I'd love to see. Like, I wouldn't really care. Like, I'd love to see Ricochet versus Asuka. I think that'd be sick. Yeah. I really want to see Volta versus Alexa Bliss. Just because I'm an asshole like that too.
Volta v Bianca would be a banger. Chop v hair whip.
I want to see Tamina versus Roman Reigns. I want to see who the hardest Samoan in the family is. Or Islander, should I say. Yeah, no, I'd like to see Nia Jax versus The Rock. Just put that one to bed.
Drew McIntyre v Piper Niven.
That'd be cool. Oh, fucking hell, yeah. In
Scotland.
the Braveheart match. Yeah, that'd be good stuff. Who else do we want to see? Any ideas, boys? Any ideas? Any women you want to see wrestle men in WWE?
I'm trying to think of anyone for Bailey who I'd want to see Bailey wrestle.
Yeah,
in terms of male talent.
And I miss Bailey. She's sorely missed on this product.
Yeah.
Badly. She's fantastic. She's like uber dickhead heel obnoxious. So she'd need like the perfect white meat baby face to go against.
Seth Rollins. I was going to say if they wanted to do that.
Seth Rollins, get out of here.
Just two obnoxious dickheads.
Seth Rollins has to wrestle his wife at some point. I think that would slap. That'd be quite good fun. I reckon Rey Mysterio versus Alexa Bliss would probably be quite a draw. Yeah. Just because he's one of the few people who've got, like, size differential wise, it works a little bit better. See, I'm not one of these people who believes that all men can beat up women and it's just draw a line under it. No. Ronda Rousey, for instance, could batter half of the male roster, I reckon. Like, easy. Charlotte Flair versus Drew McIntyre, mate. Like, who's got the strongest boot?
Could Charlotte get his tree trunk legs into the figure eight?
Yeah, definitely. So, and if at a stretch, you can definitely put me in a figure eight. I'm happy with that.
Edge v. Rhea Ripley.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Rhea Ripley. See what I mean? You got Rhea Ripley, you got Charlotte Flair, you got Ronda Rousey, Bianca Belair, Lacey Evans. They're all very big, strong, tough, beautiful women. Like, why can't they wrestle some of the men? But I just think it's really ignorant to assume that they couldn't get in there and have a really great competitive match. Also, people going, well, that's not realistic. Dude, the most exciting thing on Raw is Zeke pretending to be Elias, pretending to be Zeke, pretending to be Elias. Yes. It's ridiculous. Like,
fuck you, Ezekiel.
Fuck you, Tony. This fucking, the whole thing is so fake at this point. Why do we care if a load of women beat the shit out of men? It's just because all the fucking, imagine if you said, what statement that would make as well right now with the fucking state of America and the abortion nonsense they're going through. If you just said, right, just as retaliation, we're going to have a lot of women kick the shit out of men on our show this week. Be hilarious. Watch all the fucking toxic rent boy white trash Jay Millers running around like, that's unrealistic. Oh, I like realistic. Yeah, and yet you watch Marvel. Fuck off. Talk to me about realism when you got some gimp shooting jizz out of his wrists for a living. Be quiet. Absolute nonsense, mate. Fucking women can better. I'll tell you what, until you've seen Ginny and Jimmy Havoc try to murder each other like I have, you can shut your whole mouth. Lord, also, I watched Lunatics versus Taylor James, one half of the most successful tag team in Britain right now, the Rebellion, and they fucking killed each other, and she was buzzing afterwards. I've never seen her so happy. Like, bullshit. She's the queen of intergender as well. She's kicking every man's ass at the moment. She's just wrestled JJ Valera outcast. Like, you know, there's so much you could do with this. But WWE, because it's PG, they're terrified that Burger King will fucking cancel their sponsorship with them. It's like, no. We're not fucking giving you chronic diabetes and obesity if you're going to have a woman getting the shit kicked out of her. That's domestic abuse, pal. Even though the owner is up for God knows what fucking charges against women. Come on. Yeah, hypocritical cunts, honestly. Let women fight whoever they want to fight. It's equality, isn't it? What's the matter, boys? You've gone very quiet.
It's like, yeah, I think intergender wrestling in WWE would be a new thing for them to do, and it would be interesting to see, because I feel like I've become very jaded with wrestling recently, that I just feel like I'm seeing the same thing over and over again. I'm like, just kind of company do something interesting that'll bring me in. I still love what Impact's doing. I'll always love Impact, but just seeing WWE, AEW, these other companies, I'm like, you're not doing anything to really grab your fans at the minute.
That's like they're resting on their laurels, right? Like, oh, we brought them in from stuff we've already done. They'll stick around to deal with all the bullshit we do until we don't.
Yeah, they'll swallow any crap. Finally, in terms of news articles that I found interesting, the rest are fucking boring as far as I'm concerned. There was an article about Kurt Angle allegedly intimidating Hulk Hogan or being asked to, and I did not fucking care whatsoever in the build up to when Angle made him tap out, and apparently Hulk Hogan went, "That's good, brother." So that was it. Apparently, Gunther is all for wrestling John Cena for the IC title. Who wants to see that?
Oh, yeah.
Because John Cena, believe it or not, never won the IC champion, therefore cannot claim to be a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah.
Which is actually insane.
So you're wasting 20 years of your life, you big Lego brick-headed fuck. Your whole career was a joke because you didn't win the IC title. And I'll take your Sirens and your shit DC TV series knockoff and piss off. I haven't seen it.
Peacemaker's actually really good.
Yeah, no, I've been told it actually is good. I probably would love it. In fact, I'd probably love John Cena a lot more as Peacemaker than I would. Though, to be honest, I enjoyed his little cameos on Raw. I thought it was fun. It was nice to see him having a bit of fun, let his hair down, looking still like roided JBL at this point, which is quite amusing to me. But yeah,
I didn't realize he was 45 years old.
Yeah, he looks good, doesn't he, for his age? He looks very... Hollywood will do a number of things to you, my friend, and that is one of them. Stem cell research is marvelous when you got the money. But yeah, no, the bottom line is good for him. He's had 20 years, and yeah, sure, I'll watch him wrestle Gunther, but Gunther had better go over. That's all I got to say about it.
I'm assuming he's going to be doing something with Theory soon.
Yeah, taking that on a bit. I mean, wouldn't surprise me if Hollywood WrestleMania, you got The Rock versus Roman Reigns. It would not surprise me if you had Theory versus Cena right there with it. I think that's good.
Make next year's Mania like a almost passing of the torch moment for him.
It does feel like they've earmarked Austin Theory as the next big guy for this company.
Right, that's pretty ironic because, like, doing a passing of the torch thing, Justice's first title win was at Mania 21, which was in Hollywood.
Against JBL?
Yeah.
There you go. Mr. Encyclopedia is back and we love it here.
That's
right. Right. Well, before we wrap everything up, or before we basically give the floor to Tanvir so that he can whinge on about whatever he wants to whinge on about, I never know with Tanvir. By the way, Tanvir has COVID, so make sure you send your love to him in a tweet or whatever. Do you still use Twitter, Tanvir?
Yeah, mainly to just retweet stuff.
Cool. I think is it Verdi_Tanvir still?
I think so, yeah.
It'll be on the screen if you're watching this on YouTube. But yeah, send him a message. Send him some love. He's been very good on this as well, so we appreciate that. Right, who's watching Money in the Bank this weekend?
I'm gonna get the card up just to see.
I probably will.
Oh no,
Money in the Bank for me is kind of like replacing Survivor Series in the Big Four, because Survivor Series feels like a bag of shit every year.
It is worth pointing out that Money in the Bank will be on Saturday, I believe.
Yeah.
Which I find very exciting because it means that I can kind of stay out, watch it, and then still chill out the next day. So right now there are only 6 matches on the cards. Maybe that's all they'll have.
Perfect.
Yes, thank you. No, Mr. Perfect unfortunately passed away many years ago.
No,
Fuck's sake, Tanvir, just so disrespectful. WWE Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair defends her title against Carmella.
Bianca Belair to retain.
Definitely. It's an interesting match, but like just because we haven't seen it
Carmella
before.
is so fine right now. Yeah, Bianca Belair retains. If Carmella wins, go away. Get in the bin. Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Omos, Sami Zayn, Riddle, and a last individual to still be determined in the Money in the Bank ladder match for a World Championship match contract. Who will be the next male Money in the Bank holder?
Better be Kevin Owens. He better be winning that last spot, and he better win the fucking briefcase because he earned it. He deserves it so fucking much.
Drew McIntyre, and he's going to cash in at Clash in the Castle.
I like how we're going all different. I'm going Sami Zayn. I think it's time for Sami Zayn to win it.
I mean, I'd love
now
that.
He's being a Roman Reigns mark.
He won't, but I'd love it. But because I'm pretty sure the last match determined the spot. The last spot is going to be on SmackDown tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure it's Kevin Owens versus one of the Ezekiel Elias, L. Ron Hubbard. L. Ron Hubbard. I don't know. I think they're having a match.
Ezekiel's going to win that. You know that, right?
Fuck off. Do you see he's got the fucking arm tassels like the Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah. I must admit, I did enjoy the bit when they were both backstage together talking, him and Elias, and they're talking to each other. I thought it was quite good. It was well done. It's quite funny. And then I also like Kevin Owens just having a meltdown every week. It's quite fun. Yeah, he's really made it what it is. Ronda Rousey defends the SmackDown Women's Championship against arguably her most charismatic opponent today in Natalya.
I thought you were going to say it was a piece of cardboard. I mean, Ronda Rousey's going to win.
She fucking better.
Yeah, it's going to be Ronda.
What do you reckon? Charlotte Flair comes back and attacks Ronda after this match?
Maybe. I liked Ronda's promo this week to Natalya because it's teetering on like she's slowly going heel.
There's kind of a shoot thing going on Twitter, isn't there? They're probably having a go at each other at the moment. Natalya was making reference to the fact that Ronda's apparently a bit of a conspiracy theorist, things like that. I was like, a lot of bitchiness being thrown around. But yeah, Ronda Rousey to retain. The Usos defend the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships against the Street Profits. Dial it back. I swear we've seen this 50 times. It'll be great, but it's one of those things where it's like, it's great that I've seen before. Usos to retain?
Yeah. I mean, I think
it's hard to call.
All the champions retaining here, by the way.
I mean, I don't think the Usos will lose the titles until Roman's going to lose his suit after, and I'm pretty sure he's going to hold his till Mania.
I think they'll lose them. Roman will have a meltdown over that, and then he'll lose his titles.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. So unfortunately, Usos to retain. As much as I'd love to see the Street Profits get something.
Well, Lesnar's scheduled to be back a lot more. This would be a good opportunity. If Lesnar came out and distracted the ref or beat up the Usos while the ref was down and the Street Profits captured the titles, that would be a good thing to set in motion, because isn't it going to be Reigns versus Lesnar at SummerSlam? They've announced that already.
Yeah, because that's something I want to fucking see again.
I'd love to see just Brock with the red cups just drinking. I think
that would be quite funny, yeah. If he was like, if
Red
he just
Solo Brock.
Yeah. To be honest, that's probably my fantasy booking. Whether that happened or not, very doubtful, because it's a good idea, and good ideas don't tend to happen very often in WWE. So the Usos will probably retain. Theory defends his United States Championship against Bobby Lashley. Does he get out of dodge here? It is just a singles match, so he probably could get disqualified. Theory to be United States Champion after Money in the Bank.
I want Lashley to win it.
I want Lashley to file the lawsuit against how he's been treated the last fucking 6 months, but it is what it is.
Lashley's so good. I just don't know why.
You know what? He's really struggling without a manager, I feel. They feel like he's good enough to be on his own, and I don't think promo-wise any good at all without MVP. I like Bobby a lot. He's a lovely guy. Apparently, he's one of the biggest gentlemen in our sport.
Yeah.
From an aesthetics standpoint, he is one of the best looking wrestlers in the world. Like outrageous, stacked, absolutely stacked like a box of Lego bricks. But the bottom line is, I don't have that much interest in him on his own, which is really sad because I love Bobby Lashley. I loved him as a heel champion with MVP in his corner. I thought he was great.
It's so depressing that we're not gonna get like Hurt Business v Bloodline, because imagine like MVP Heyman, Brock, Bobby Roman, then you got Usos v Shelton
Too
and
much heel for one room. I think that's the problem.
But you could turn Hurt Business face because they were like going that way.
Yeah, but that would mean Vince McMahon would have to acknowledge black people as the good guys, and he's a fucking racist little fairy. So allegedly, of course. I mean, come on. The man said the N-word on TV. Like, come on. Like, if you don't think he's racist, there's something wrong with you. Theory to retain. Shenanigans. I'm expecting shenanigans. He's not going to obviously win cleanly because Bobby Lashley is a monster. So, yeah. The match that I'm actually genuinely most excited about is the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Lacey Evans, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Asuka, Shotzi Blackheart, and Becky Lynch for a shot at the Money in the Bank briefcase. Who will be the next women's Money in the Bank holder?
It's got to be Liv Morgan, right?
God, I hope so.
If it's Becky, I'll lose my fucking mind.
Oh, fuck you. Like,
no, that's what I mean. No, fuck
There needs to be a point in the match where Asuka and Becky lock eyes at the top of the ladder, and it's like, because this is how it all started a year ago, right? Or 2 years ago. I think it was a year. I can't remember. Don't care. But the bottom line is, it was Becky, wasn't it, who handed over the briefcase, and it had the women's title in it. So it'd be quite cool storytelling if they both cost each other that. It's got to be. I mean, looking at Lacey Evans here, just kind of hovering around, not doing much.
Is Lacey a heel or a face right now?
Face now. They've really built her.
Okay, good.
Very emotional promos of her talking about being a mom, being a Marine, all that sort of. And to be fair, she gets a great reaction because it's fucking America. It's fucking America, and she chose to have her child. That means she's a good woman, not a bad one. Because that's what America's like, right? It's all these white, and she's white. That's why. And they're losing their mind over there. I quite like Lacey Evans. I'm going to stick my neck out and say Lacey Evans. Liv Morgan will be, honestly, I'll be roaring for Liv Morgan. Kane hates women's wrestling, but he particularly hates Liv Morgan, so he will be raging at me about Liv Morgan because he doesn't understand why I think she should be pushed. But Lacey Evans, I am going to stick my neck out and say Lacey Evans wins the match.
I like it.
I'm going to go with Liv Morgan. I think Liv should win. I genuinely think Liv,
she deserves it, but you don't always get what you deserve in a company like this. Also, sadly, no Rhea Ripley. She was obviously supposed to face Bianca Belair for the title. She's apparently suffered an injury. That's why Carmella's there. Oh, who you got? Alexa?
No, she's won it already. I don't think she needs it again. I'm still going to go with Liv Morgan on this one.
Yeah, all right. 2 for Liv Morgan and 1 for Lacey Evans. And if I'd said to you at the beginning of this podcast, who's going to pick Liv Morgan to win Money in the Bank, if anyone had said it would not be me, well, they wouldn't have believed you, would they? But I've got Lacey Evans. It actually looks all right. It's been moved, hasn't it? It was meant to be in that huge stadium, then they moved it because of bad ticket sales, and it's now just in the smaller arena, which admittedly is still a great arena. Like, it's still going to be a great card. I'll be watching it live, ladies and gentlemen. So if anyone wants to join me in a little cheeky Zoom party, you are more than welcome if you listen to this before the fact. It's Saturday night, so, take it easy. Unfortunately, Boris K. Michael won't be with us because he works on a Saturday night in the nightclub, a very prestigious nightclub on the Isle of Wight. But unfortunately, fortunately for you, I will be still watching it live. So if anyone wants to join me and review it after the fact, come hither. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a fun party. It's going to be good stuff. Right, boys, that's all I've got. Anything you want to talk about?
I watched Top Gun Maverick last week. Banger of a film. banger.
Everyone's telling me it's actually like one of the films of the year. Like people think it's actually really fucking good.
I watched the original on Monday because I'd like seen it before, but like years ago. So I was like, let me refresh it. I'm like, Maverick's not as good as the first one, but it's a worthy sequel. It's a worthy sequel.
Hard to be as good as the first one, considering how famous it is. Kyle Wilkinson, you seen anything like that?
Well, I mean, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, I think, was coming up before I took a little hiatus, and it's on Disney Plus now.
Yep.
So I'd highly recommend that for anyone to watch because it was fucking sick.
I would watch it, but I'm not a virgin.
I mean, it's been 7 years, dude. I don't even care at this point. I'm pretty sure my hymen rigor.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm getting that way. Don't worry. 7 months.
Trying to think about anything else. If anything else, I mean, I've started watching Stranger Things because
Okay.
I'm on season 2 now. I think I know the rest of season 4 drops
I've
tomorrow.
only watched half of season 1. My wonderful friend Tash loves Stranger Things. She's obsessed with it. Loves it.
I watched season 1, season 2, and then just dropped off. I was like, I can't really wait to season 3. Carl, have you been keeping up with The Boys?
Oh my fucking god! Have I been keeping up with The Boys?
Oh, it's so good. Herogasm.
That shouldn't have been put on TV, dude.
It
Shouldn't
was
have been put on
too
TV.
good. It was too good. It's the best episode. It's the best episode.
Season 3, I think, is my favorite so far. It's got Jensen Ackles in it, and I love that man. Like I watched Supernatural for 15 years, but him as Soldier Boy, he's essentially Supernatural went 15 years.
Fucking hell.
But Jensen Ackles his character's name is Soldier Boy. He's kind of like the boys' version of Captain America,
but badass and more.
Hey, Captain America is a gangster. He's one of the few Marvel characters I like.
No, if you haven't watched The Boys, man, you should.
Never seen The Boys.
Okay.
I only watched 3 episodes of Stranger Things. I haven't watched Obi-Wan Kenobi. Everyone's saying that's amazing.
Also really good. Yeah.
Kenobi's good.
I've watched Mandalorian. I've watched like 1 episode and thought it was shit. Fuck it. I've watched all the Loki. That's really good. I love Umbrella Academy. Currently working my way.
Okay.
Love Umbrella Academy because it's got that kind of dumb X-Men vibe about it, you know, this band of reprobates. I like stuff like that. That's why I love, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad. They're my kind of thing. So
Thor Love and Thunder will be out soon. It's got the Guardians in it.
Yeah, it's that next week.
I mean, I'm still working I've only got up to Iron Man 2 on the timeline. So I just can't, I don't care enough. They're too long. Do you know what the problem is? There's now too many, and I can't be asked to catch up now. I'm like,
I feel like recommending my mum Miss Marvel because I've been watching Miss Marvel, and I just feel from an Indian standpoint, it's extremely relatable.
I've enjoyed it actually. I've really enjoyed it so far.
It can't look any worse than fucking the She-Hulk series does. My lord, that looks fucking terrible.
It looks too horny. It's like,
I'm not horny enough, mate. That's my problem. If she's not fucking borderline assaulting men sexually, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Who doesn't want to have sex with She-Hulk? Come on, like let's not act like we haven't all thought about it.
I mean, you caught me.
She catch you. She'd be gorilla pressing you. Raise that roof, honey. The graphics are terrible. It looks like it was made in like 2001.
Yeah.
On MS Paint, like version 1.
It does. It does. Yeah.
It looks like PS2 era graphics.
Hey, fuck off. The PS2 was great.
Of graphics. And for the one person listening who gets that, I am terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, no, not great. Like, you know, if I'd made that on my computer, cool. But for the biggest company in the world, come on, do better. Jesus Christ. What, did you get an intern to do that one? Fuck right off. Absolutely right. At this point, it feels like we're so fucking popular, we can literally just use any superheroes. Like any. We'll just chuck them all at the fucking wall and see who sticks. So, yeah.
I think like me and Carl are saying is that if you're not a big fan of Marvel, The Boys is for you. Because The Boys is just... The Boys is...
Like, that's not like Umbrella Academy. Because it's kind of like a slap in the face to the old school comic book era. It's like, fuck yourself. Like, we're going to do something so completely left wing. It's mental. I love it.
It's like Invincible as well.
Yeah, Invincible is really good. But do you like Carl Urban as an actor? Carl Urban, he played McCoy in the new Star Trek films.
I haven't seen him. Still haven't seen Picard. Still haven't watched Picard. I'm watching Next Generation again because I never watched all of them. And by the way, this is going to cop me something. Next Generation is legitimately one of the all-time greatest TV series. It's so
absolutely.
Good. The storylines and the way it promotes like togetherness and unity and equality, it was so ahead of its time. The original Star Trek was the same as well. Like they were so like the first ever interracial kiss on screen was on that. Like they have always been trendsetters. Like, and people are like Kane hates Star Trek and Star Wars. He's like, anyone who watches it is a virgin and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, like Star Wars, I've drifted away from Star Wars. I find it a bit boring, but Star Trek, that is the bollocks.
It's like I've never watched Star Trek because I didn't like grow up.
12, mate. That's why.
Is it because I didn't like grow up with it, but I can appreciate it because I remember my friend Chris at like secondary school and stuff. He'd talk about it all the time. So I'm like, I can appreciate Star Trek for like how cool it is.
I grew up with it. Watching Next Generation with my dad is one of my earliest happy childhood memories. And just, man, Star Trek gives you a future that you could look forward to.
Makes you believe, doesn't it? That humanity will be okay. Everything else is like, oh, good, you fucked it. Like in real life, you're like, we're fucking everything. We're destroying the Amazon. We're killing the fucking wildlife, the equator, everything. It's all fucked. The ice caps are melting. We're all gonna fucking die horribly. We're gonna ban from a solar flare. And then Star Trek's like, it's cool. We've got this. Like, this is why we all moved. We're good now.
Have you seen Big Hero 6?
No.
I love Big Hero 6.
The Baymax show, I think, dropped today or yesterday. I watched it. It's incredibly wholesome. It's just it's like what Pixar do in their like short animated series, like with Dog Days and now Baymax. They're just incredibly wholesome and just very feel good. So I'd recommend Baymax for anyone.
Yeah, we need some more wholesome content in this shit day and age.
Yeah, my friend, shout out to Azzy Adams, who captured the Outcast Pro Wrestling Isle of Wight Championship last weekend. The lights out. Extremely happy for the boy. He's a lovely kid. He's worked really hard. He was on like an 0-21 losing streak, and he's won his last 3 straight and captured his first ever title in professional wrestling. Nice. Well deserved. Really cool moment. Won it in a great triple threat match as well. Genuinely one of the matches in the night, which was fantastic. Shout out to our boy the Virus as well for successfully defending at the first opportunity at CWP County Championship against Rudy Root in an Anarchy Rules match. All of those matches will be available on the Outcast Pro Wrestling YouTube channel, and they all are bangers. And obviously a big shout out to my honey boo and favorite person, of course, Lunatrix, who went to war with JJ Belair, proving that intergender wrestling is absolutely fine. Put it on your cards. Yeah, loads of things going on. IWE was a banger last weekend, as was Varsity. I've got Rumble this weekend, Coliseum, BCW, ACW, and Progress in July. So yeah, it's busy. Very, very busy. British wrestling's great. Go and watch British wrestling. I know money's tight, but British wrestling is very affordable. There's loads of great shows you can go to that are super cheap. So yeah, if you've got a little bit of spare change running around, grab your kids, pop down to your local sports or whatever it might be, and check out some British professional wrestling because it's fun and it's better than the mainstream crap. Much better. We're only here to entertain you, to be honest.
I'd go if I could.
You got Destiny. No, what more could you ask for?
Well, hey man, I'm telling you, TV, you gotta come to Mania with us, and that's the goal. We're going to WrestleMania next year.
The goal is to go to next year's Mania. I've got to get to one, so I can take it off the list before I eventually die of a horrendous liver disease. Like, it needs to be done ASAP.
Yeah, I'll start saving, boys.
Might be my last opportunity because I think I'm too fat to sit in one seat anymore on an airplane. So
I've started saving. This holds my all my tip money I've gotten from work so far. There's over $1,000 in here.
Damn.
Somebody's watching this and they're like, quick, tap his address.
Because I'm going to fucking try and take my WrestleMania. I'll fucking kill you all. That's my Mania money.
Yo, I'm ready for a bet. That's fucking, I'll go
Mania weekend.
I don't give a fuck, man.
I think it would be fucking fun.
Are you gonna do access
for $1,000?
Are you gonna do access?
I would try and do as much as I could. Depends on who I get to access, I guess.
Yeah, like to be fair, if I got a ticket to get Meet Liv Morgan, I'd be like an absolute wreck. I'm like, I love you. I'd just be a twat. Absolute moron. Can you imagine?
That sounds like Mickey Mouse.
And I'm like,
she ran over away from me over there.
I'm not Mickey Mouse. Fucking hell. I want to be
Gosh.
not in front of you.
Gosh.
Apparently, we're doing Disney impressions now. Good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching the State of Wrestling Address. Anything else you boys want to add before we leave?
I'm getting ready to play some Fall Guys later. We'll have to do that.
Yeah, that's free now, isn't
Fall
it?
Guys right after this. So if anyone wants to join me, by the way, anyone listening who thinks I'll play Fall Guys, I like wrestling. You guys are mental and I find you funny. Come and join us on Fall Guys. You can absolutely drop us a message and we'll be happy to add you on the Xbox, PC, all sorts. We've all got loads of different devices and most things are cross-platform now, which is very, very cool. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been the Egyptian Death Machine, Aaron Nix. If you want to find me, check out Aaron Design or at Aaron Nix Design on social media. Kyle Wilkinson, welcome back to the podcast. Hopefully it won't be at least 2 or 3 months before we next see you. If you want to see what Kyle Wilkinson is up to, or if you want to understand just how incredibly lonely and depressing he is, just go to @xKyle_Wilkinson and check out all those hilarious My Chemical Romance-esque memes that he keeps dropping.
Yeah, but those are all on Facebook, okay? And I don't give my Facebook ad for free.
All right, everybody add Kyle Wilkinson on Facebook. Everyone add him up. I want to see. It'd be so funny if like tomorrow he had 5,000 friends and maxed out.
Yeah.
Like 5,000 people have ever watched this and ever will. Not happening. And Tanvir Verdi will be ferociously looking at Pornhub and loading up his to watch list as he always does at the end of these podcasts because he's never fucking paying attention, is he?
Fall Guys is on the Epic Game Stores, right? I'm trying to download it.
Yeah, it is.
Free.
Yeah, I'm trying to download it.
Download it now so you can play it with us because it's
No, it's literally it's installing as we speak.
I have it on my laptop and on my Xbox, so it doesn't matter. I can play it where I have it on a laptop, so I can play it on the fucking on the train. I don't give a shit. I'll play it anyway.
Whereas, yeah, I'm in the midst of logging in to my Epic Game Store, so I should be downloading it
We don't
shortly.
need to let the listeners know that, do we? So, ladies and gentlemen, from Tanvir Verdi, thank you very much for joining us, you little cretin. By the way, Trish says get your shit in order.
I'll try.
Better do, otherwise I'll send around your house with a cricket bat and a box of butter. From Tanvir Verdi, from Kyle Wilkinson, the Canadian Destroyer, and from myself, the Egyptian Death Machine, the most cultural episode we've had yet. Egypt, Canada, and India, all in the same room. Could you ask for more? They call us the Commonwealth, apparently. Well, Egypt's not part of the Commonwealth, is it? The Arab Commonwealth. I don't know. What else? Think of some names. Best name gets a free t-shirt. Send us a name that we will call our faction, and I'll give you a free t-shirt if we like it. We'll decide for the next show. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you very soon for more content from the Wrestle Plug. Get out of here and have sex or something, or whatever it is you people do, because we're not having it.
Jerk
Yeah,
off.
I mean, someone has to be.
Fucking right there. Fucking spot her, mate. Right in there.
So far, she's illogical.